All right, without further ado, here's how to add in an image from a URL. In other words, what we'll do is rather than choosing an image that resides on our computer and uploading it to our WordPress account or uploading it to our hosting account, instead what we'll do is we will set it up in such a way so that we will link to an image that already resides online. Now, before we actually get into this, I think it's worth mentioning a couple of ground rules here. What you don't want to do is you don't want to link up to someone else's image on another website. That's called hot linking. And you may have heard the term before. It's really frowned upon in a major way in web design circles and in internet circles. Why? Well, let's say, for example, I go and hot link to 2 or 3 images from someone else's website, and I dump all those images into one of my blog posts. Well, whenever anybody goes to read my blog post, in order to open that post, the images, of course, have to load. And for the images to load, the blog then has to go and tap into those images or connect up to those images from the other website, which means I'm actually sucking resources off of that other website, right? I'm using up their bandwidth for my blog. So hence why it's really considered a no-no. So again, if you're going to do this, make sure it's on your own website, your own images, this sort of thing. There's even ways to protect against hot linking if you're running your own hosting account and you don't want people pulling or drawing from your own web resources. Okay, so now that the ground rules have been established, how do we add in an image from a URL? Well, I'm going to head down into Posts. I'm going to click on Edit to head into my edit post screen, and I'm going to go and grab one of my posts here. Same one as always here. Welcome to my new blog. And I'll crank open my browser window here just a little bit so we have a little bit more room in here. Okay, now when you want to go and add in an image from a URL, the same rules really apply in terms of setting up your post. In other words, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and drop your cursor where you want your graphic to appear. So I've just clicked just before the word welcome at the very beginning of my post. And then up on the Upload Insert toolbar, I'm going to click on Add Image. Now, again, I'm going to have to now collapse down my browser window here so we can fit all this in here. Okay, there we are. Now, rather than choosing from computer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click from URL. So go ahead and choose that guy. And we're given some options here. The most important option, of course, is the image URL. So you can see the red star there. It's required, right? So here's where I'd actually type in the URL to the image. Now, the tricky thing here is if you get it wrong, of course, the URL is going to be broken, right? So I've already uploaded an image to one of my websites that I run. And I've included this image, by the way, inside your project files folder. So if you have some web space of your own, a hosting account of your own, you can definitely try this out, either with the image I'm going to use, which is called robotlounge.jpg, which you'll find in the project files folder, or you can use your own image. It's really up to you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in the full path, the full address to this image. So it's http://www.jeff-blake.com/robotlounge. Now, .jpg. Now, a couple of things here. First of all, if you want to try typing in this URL, go for it. I'm not sure that this image will still be on jeff-blake.com when you go and watch this training. I may have removed it at this point. But the other thing I wanted to mention is the capitalization. You got to be really careful. The other thing you have to be really careful of is the file extension. Have you ever seen .jpg or .jpeg? Right? It's got to be bang on the money. Capitalization, the file extension, the whole 9 yards, right? Okay, another required field is the image title. As soon as I click inside the image title field, notice that the image URL field sees if it can connect up to the graphic, the robotlounge.jpg graphic. I get a green check mark beside the field, which means obviously that it hooked up, it connected. So that means it's working. So if yours is not working, again, you might want to double check that URL there. So the image title, I'm just going to type in here, Jeff's Robot Lounge. How's that? We can add in some alternate text. Maybe I'll type in the same thing for the alt text. Jeff's Robot Lounge. And the caption, you can add in a caption if you want. I'm going to leave my caption blank. The alignment there, this is all familiar stuff. Link image to. So once again, we can set this up so that our image is actually a hyperlink. So you can link to whatever you want. You can link to the image if you want. You could link to really whatever you want. So I'm going to leave mine blank here. And don't forget, we have to click on Insert into Post. So go ahead and do that. Okay, there's our robot lounge. He's kind of all jammed in here, but let's click on Update. Update our post here. So once the post has been updated there, let's go and preview this. Once again, visit site there, hold down Command or Control and click on that. Head over to your Preview tab. Let's see what we get here. There's our graphic. So this graphic right now is live on the web. So it's plugging through, it's piping all the way through into the Welcome to My New Blog post. Pretty cool stuff.